Hello,
What?
I hear a car.
You're a car.
I am. Beep, beep. Hey, everybody, my name is Cody, and
Oh, Lord Toot and Poot. Otherwise, Kody versus Lily.
with your hands on your chin.
Yeah, I'm so
Yeah,
kawaii.
we both have face cam, they're both live, and we're both ready to go.
Yeah?
I never played this. This is a visual novel. Everything I heard from this was from Toon over here,
Yeah, straight from me.
and yeah, definitely straight. Um, and you kind of just like you kind of live life and the game, based off your choices, you
Yeah,
just you
think of
can
it
get girls or something.
it, it's a visual novel that is heavily dependent on the choices that you make.
All right, so yeah, it's gonna be a lot of reading, and I'm probably gonna mess up some names, so
It's
forgive
almost.
me if I do. A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. I hate the winter, honestly. I'd prefer to stay inside playing games all day. Um, it's also important to note that Toon has seen Let's Plays of this before, but he's not going to spoil anything for me.
Yeah, I know everything about this game, pretty much.
The deciduous trees, yes, I know how to read, provide a beautiful green canopy, far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. Good, now I know where to take a dead body. But now, in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Hasayo, just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? I'm ju- I'm sure the note said 4 o'clock p.m.
By
The
the way, it's
note.
Sao.
Hasao.
Isao.
Hasawi. Hasao. Yes, the note. Bleh. Slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently falling, that was right the first time, from the white painted sky are the only sign of time passing in the stagnant world. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow of my jimmies underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. Okay. Hi, Hasao. You came? Yes, I did. So did Titus. A hesitating, barely. Part 44, Final Fantasy X, plug. Hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat.
Oh, that's bad.
Also, welcome to the stream, Coconut. It's a
Yeah.
voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race.
That's dangerous. Your horse runs away. How the fuck you catch it?
I wank Wanako?
Iwanako.
I wink often.
Iwanako.
I am DSP. I wink. Before streams. Iwanko. Wait, what is it? Willy Wonka?
Iwanako.
Iwanako. I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it. I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. Pathetic. Yes, I asked a friend to give you the note. I'm so glad you got it. A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried. I mean, you were holding out the letter that you would have to use your muscle for that.
Oh.
My heart is pounding now. It's not the only thing that's going to be pounding here. As if it were trying to burst out from my chest and claim the girl for itself. So, here we are. Out in the cold. At night. No, it's not night. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. A word noise is music to my ears. Awanako, right?
Iwanako.
Iwanako flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. It was Pidgey! As it passes, she rights herself, as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes look with mine, and she lazily twirls her long dark hair around her finger. Aw. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. My throat is oh, okay, that escalated. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried. You see, I wanted to know
Oh, the screen keeps flashing red.
if you'd follow me on Twitter. If you go out with me. Oh, looks like I picked my girl already. Talk about choices.
The game's done. Game over.
GG. New Game Plus mode. I stand there, motionless, save for my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point. Hasao? That, right? Hasao?
Yeah, that's good enough.
I'm sorry, I don't remember names really well, especially like Japan.
It's not particularly wrong. So, like.
Like said, well, I said it to Toon before the game started, but even in the beginning of Persona 4, I thought Chie's name was just Chi, just looking at the text before they said her name, so.
He's not good at pronouncing Japanese names.
Yeah, let's just put it at that. I reach up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms. Hasao! My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which shoot open in terror. Oh, I didn't know this was a horror game. Oh, God. Hasao! The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, Iwanako, running towards me, all these fade to black. The last thing I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help and the clatter of the branches above. Incessant. Whatever.
Good.
I'm a high school senior, but it doesn't seem like it. Four Leaf Studios. Oh, I never see four leaf clovers. Katawa. Shoujo.
Katawa Shoujo.
Katawa Shoujo. I knew the name of the game. Inspiration from that guy. Anonymous 22. My favorite developer. Hey, I edit too.
Yes, this is the not safe for work version.
Yeah, there was an option in the settings coconut that said disable adult content. Don't worry, I didn't click that. Doomfest 2016. Oh wow, this is actually a pretty impressive cutscene.
Yeah. Some of them are highly detailed like this.
Hey Power Glove, welcome to the stream.
Welcome to the Blind Katawa Shoujo Let's Play.
Where I pronounce every word wrong.
Every Japanese name incorrect.
It's been 4 months since my heart. Oh shit!
Yeah, you had a heart attack. That's what that was.
In that whole time, I could probably count the times I've left the hospital room unsupervised on one hand. It was my fapping hand, exactly. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. A strange word, a foreign...
It's called arrhythmia.
Arrhythmia, yeah, of course. That's what I said. One that you didn't want to be in the same room with. A strange world of... Yeah, I read that. A rare condition, it causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently, I've had it for a long time. Yeah, everyone has a heart. But the disease. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening.
Not everybody has arrhythmia, Kody.
This guy does. Is this... Which isn't... I mean, I'm sure it's a really... I personally have had a family member have a heart attack before, so it's never a good situation regardless. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece.
Hemorrhages.
Yeah.
You're so bad.
You're bad. To the bone. I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. It was turkey that day. To them, it was all fresh from the deli. They were willing to sell. Wait, they were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Damn. Of course, there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from my treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards, but the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get well gifts been trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had been turned into a class project. Aww. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Iwanaka, right, was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on the snowy day ever again. Wait, so it wasn't her fault that he had this?
That's what
He's
triggered it. Like, think of arrhythmia as a way that like heart attacks happen way more easily to you if you have it,
okay.
more or less. Like your heart will just go sporadic at times.
Interesting. The hospital. It's not really a place I'd like to live in. Doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they're in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate on my taxes and of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries had worked. So I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of an omen. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I can do the limbo. That I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation.
Good job.
Good job. I could read.
Right, you can read.
I could read past the 6th grade level. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, oh, he likes to eat books, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading and eating, and I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. But I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt that time blurred into some kind of gooey mass. I was trapped inside instead of moving within. The evil within. A week could go by without me really noticing. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. Was it a Tuesday or was it a Thursday? But other times all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I had set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness, just like Toon, and my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that happened only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Today the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's colonoscopy day. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. I think he's getting out of the hospital. There is the ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time sorting his papers, then setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to me. He looks me in the eyes for a moment, and he says, "Get the fuck out of here." "Hello, Hasao. How are you today?" I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. "I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. We have your medication sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription." And his dad got addicted to the prescription.
God damn it. It's not for him.
No, I know, but it's like the dad
They
takes
don't.
it anyway
Say
instead of gives
dad
it to the
needs to take
son.
his child's prescription.
The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. I take it from his hand and took a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? You're not. Fine Bros fucking copyrighted it. The absurdly long list of medications starting back at me. Whoa, these are a fucking lot. The paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. I'm starting to get dizziness. Jesus, this is insane. Side effects, adverse effects, contradictions, and dosages are listed line after line with cold prescription. I try to read them, but it's so futile. I can't understand any of it. Attempting to only makes me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life? Every day? I'm afraid that this is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the list fade over the years. Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please we're not gonna see well, we'll probably see the girl, but damn. Please calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctors say. Calm down? The way he says it tells me that he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever of my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount, however, but I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy, right?
Yamaku.
All
Yeah,
right. I don't know. I am trying to make it seem like a more difficult word than it is. That specializes in dealing with disabled students. So he's disabled now. Damn.
yep. It's kind of hard to take in. He's been living a normal life his entire life, and then now apparently he has this heart disease that makes him disabled.
Shit, man. That must
It's a lot.
suck. Well, I'm sure we'll fall in love. It has a 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. Weenie Hut Jr. The
God
majority
damn
of
it.
the majority Mega Weenie Hut Jr. The majority of the students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence. Well, this is something. Independence is school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. If it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to go. If you want to be a stoner and drop out, you can. But your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look a couple weeks back. I think you'd like it. It looks like I really don't have a choice. But I thought this game was about choices. Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, special school, that's an insult. That is what I want to say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All of the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help in one way or another. Your father's right. I'm left, and many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back because of their disability. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person who doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. I
Yeah,
really hate
basically.
that. Yeah, special school Kappa. I really hate that something so important was decided for me, but what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny, I had always thought my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. Oh, I noticed that the leaves were fucking falling. That's cool. It's not just a still picture.
Yeah.
Um, I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now, something about how I can go back to school anyway, but no, I don't say anything. The fact is, I know now it's futile. I look around the room feeling very tired of all this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, my small dick, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice, I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school? What are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. That is all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something. Even if it's a special school, it's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try and see what my new life will look like.
Yeah.
It will look like an empty piece of paper.
Page. The first. That's the first part to your.
Yeah,
Thing.
the icon for the application.
Yeah. That's Hisao, and that's him. Like symbolically
Hisao.
holding up his
Okay.
heart. Yeah.
Not Husao, Hisao. He saw it. He saw the school gate. The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. Is this like a preppy disabled school? In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and gray plaster assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wondered if it looked like what a gate would for a school. Blah, I can't even fucking read this sentence. I wondered if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course, I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. So I taught. This looks like just a Google image of a generic fucking university.
No, but all the images were handmade.
Oh,
Like
really?
yeah, like if all of these, if you look really closely, they're painted. Like you'll see some of the
Oh,
watercolors.
yeah, you're right. I see the trees. And the little yellow thing. This kind of looks like the yellow stick man from the AOL days. Alright, so I walk towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. I bet it's the girl. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school would have, more like a park, with a clean walkway going past trees and the smell of fresh cut grass and all other park like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off like Taylor Swift. Stay open minded now, it's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies. Is that a fruit? Too big and too many
It's a
for just.
cantaloupe.
I knew that. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought about new schools. I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley, even though I was told this is my new school. In the back of my head, it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kind of eerie. It makes me wish that there was somebody here so I could anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind and the green hues flashing all around me to catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again. Ah, that weenie hut. How they say the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color. Yeah, but it's not very creative color. Don't hug me, I'm scared. So why am I feeling so anxious despite all the greenery? Dot dot dot. Only after I stand in front of the haunty main building, I surprise myself by realizing the gate bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back, even if I had no life I could return to, but still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore. And someone just decided to start mowing their lawns. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, feeling nervous with the realization set in my head, I open the front door. Wait, is he in a wheelchair?
No,
Oh.
he's walking.
A tall man with bad posture notices me as I enter. Oh, that's right, he did say brisk pace. You can't really go at a brisk pace if you're in a wheelchair.
You could try.
I mean, you could. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. You must be Nikki? Yeah, that's me when it comes to pronouncing things.
Nakai.
Nakai. So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Muto. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch. The head nurse asked you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Oh, should I go later? Yes, afternoon is probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Waiting for me? I don't really like the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost miss what the teacher is saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Oh, here we go, our first choice. Yeah, sure. Isn't that normal? Of course, but not everyone likes to be at the center of attention. I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the one to give the first impression of myself. Right, but it's no problem. Let's go then. My heart is pounding in my chest and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down, that's a band. The third floor corridor is marked as the classroom for class 3-3. 3-3 CC. Muto opens the door and enters. What the fuck is that painting? Okay then, it's Copper Cab. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. I hesitate. What?
Did you say that it looks like Copper Cat?
Yeah, it's good redhead. It's Copper Cab.
Okay.
He has no soul.
Gotcha, Copper Cat.
Copper Cap. You have puns. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Ah, get a grip. This is a big step, I know that. But there isn't any point to worrying about so much about it. There they are. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around. Hey, she has her hand on your chin like you.
Oh yeah, she's just like me.
Yep, just like you, man. I follow the teacher in the classroom and look around partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. But I gotta introduce myself. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high and there's lots of space left over around and in between the desks. An entire wall taken up by blackboards and the high, old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. Ooh, I like the music. This one in particular reminds me of like something that would play when you're customizing a sim. I stop walking in front of the classroom and face the other students. They all look normal, like students in any other school, but then why would they be here? Yes, because the girl covering her eye, which is probably like fucked up, is normal. Okay. They're probably like me and I have something wrong with them, only it's just not immediately obvious. Then I notice that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. Which one? Oh, her maybe? Or that? I don't... That's me right there. Oh, I don't fucking care. They're probably like me and have something wrong with them.
He's probably got that really loud, audible, like flabbery snore.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to get in bed with this guy. That's gonna be my ending. Only it's just not immediately obvious. Then I notice that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. It's a little jarring. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking about you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long, straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. Which one? I
Yeah,
don't know.
she was on the other screen.
Oh. As she sees me, oh, I guess I should have read this faster then. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands as if invisible. There's one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at me over the rims of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kind of cute. Hey, you can't decide that. It's me, buddy. So it's the cheery looking girl with pink hair. Oh, her, okay. Sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice the moment I walked in. She looks like she's pissed at me. Please welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hands and so does everyone else. Even him? He was just clapping because he wanted more food.
or
Yeah, anyway, except one girl in the first row who has only one hand. Oh, I cringe a little, but hide it. Why cringe? What? But by bowing and thanks for the applause, I did not. Oh, cringe because they're all clapping for you.
yeah,
Okay.
it's like it's awkward because you one person.
I thought he cringed because there was a girl without a hand. Like, oh man, God, that's really annoying.
No, it's because like it's awkward seeing one person not clap when it for that specific reason. It's like
You could take your other hand and just like pat your leg. A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So I'm Hasao Nakai. And after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. Alright, already we're totally wrong. I hope to get along with everyone, even though I'm a new student. And after that, he's treating me like I'm a 5-year-old. And go on. Really, soccer?
he's thinking this to himself.
Oh, okay. I'm feeling so bored. I'm being so boring. This is exactly like every self-introduction ever. I hate giving presentations in front of a classroom, so I can feel this guy's pain. I should say something more exciting. What? Oh, I thought you
My
said
guinea pigs are screaming. I'm gonna mute myself.
okay. I end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks me up from there. Everyone seems to be satisfied, even with what little I said, though. A few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. Could have gone worse. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along with while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently and what he's done. They clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round with her one hand against her other wrist that ends in a bandage stump. Aww. Wish I could do something about her. We're going to be doing some group work today, so that will give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? I hate group assignments, man. I always get paired with some asshole. Yeah, it's fine with me. Either some asshole or someone who doesn't want to do any of the work and claims responsibility for the project.
I usually get paired with somebody who's awkward and doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's good. You can work with Hakamichi. She is the class representative. What?
No, you pronounced it right.
You're damn right I did. Because I'm good at reading and soccer. That's me. She could explain anything you might want to know, and who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignments and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. Threesome, yes. It hits me that I don't know who Hakamichi is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Alright, Hakamichi is right there. Shizuni Hakamachi. Yeah, who, hey, hi. As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the windows. She looks evil. Hey, I guess you're Hakamachi, right? It's nice to meet you. Ha ha! Ha ha! What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. Oh, nice shoulders. It's nice to meet you, but... It's nice to meet you too. I'm not Hakamachi. I'm Misha. This is Hakamachi Shiakan. Ooh. Hey, how are you doing? Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she has been staring at me this whole time. Ooh, is that a ukulele? I like this. The music is good. She nods once nonchalantly to show that she acknowledges my presence. Only barely. She has short yet carefully, neatly brushed hair. Yeah, I like the glasses. A pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced on the tip of a dainty nose. Aww. And dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. She's the shy one. She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own, like, fuck off! I start to get out of my school.
This is my school, my territory. Get out.
I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, you'll be able to talk to people, and who better to explain things to you? I can see you're a little confused, right? But I understand why you would. Wait, what? I understand why you would think I was Shakan.
She-chan.
She-chan is deaf. Aww, her?
Yeah, the blue-haired girl's deaf.
I'm sad. I'm the person who translates things back and forth to her. I'm like an interpreter. Interpreter. Why did I what? The Terminator, interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shi-chan, of course she is. If he wasn't, he would have been standing up there for no reason, right? He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here today, so soon. Hi, Chan, right? He-chan. Hi, Chan. Hey, Chan-Lee. He-chan. Yup, it fits, doesn't it? Did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I've never liked that nickname. I don't really see how. It fits. You look just like I imagined. Ha ha ha. Yeah, you look just like He-chan. Not He-Man? I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Hakamachi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other excitably. Their hands a blur. Misha seems a little overwhelmed. Sorry about that. Shi-chan wants to know that she's the class representative, so if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little if you hadn't had the time to walk around and familiarize with it. Misha stumbles with the hard work a bit, making it stick out in her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks, that'd be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just kind of came straight to class today. Hahaha. Oh, I don't like girls that just randomly laugh for no reason. That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there. Not just with school either. Now she looks pissed off. What did I do? Always, even if it's a trip to the convenience store. Really, Shi-chan? Haha. Learn about where you're going. I guess I didn't bother to do that or just didn't care enough to do so. Or the game didn't allow me to. I didn't look forward to this. Even if I committed myself to go along with it half-assedly. But anyway, I didn't say anything. And Misha signs something that ends in a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. Shut up, Adblock. Ah, shit, I skipped something. You look down. Are you okay?
There's a way to go back and read text that you missed. I don't remember how, though.
That's fine. I'm sure it wasn't much. Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it. It could just be like in real life when you didn't hear someone, you're just like, oh yeah, haha, yeah, right, and you didn't actually hear them.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, totally. Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal, as much as needing help. Stop looking like you just failed a test. Wah ha 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 ha. Okay, now she's Bowser. Alright.
I think of her as Wario. Wah ha ha.
Wah ha ha. Now I missed. And another thing. You don't have to call Shi-chan something so formal like Hakamichi or class representative all the time. Just call her Shi-chan. Well, the music stopped. Ha. Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shizune would be more appropriate.
Shizune.
Shizune. Yup. I'm a wolf. Or a fox, I mean. Yep. Huh, okay, that would be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. What?
Shrine Fox?
Yeah, the shrine fox. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, I didn't get to finish his social link, but he had some pretty cool side quests.
Mhm.
Both of them. And he also fucking had expensive ass healings in the TV.
It get cheaper the further you get in
Yeah, I
the
know, but like I was at rank 7 and they were still expensive.
game.
So I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier, especially about Shizune. So I assumed Shizune, who I assumed would be all business. Well, she still seems like that, just less so, I guess. Huh? Alright, we haven't even touched the assignment. We should start working now. Okay, so this is my group of 3. Or Shi-chan will get mad. The assignment is also kinda long, so we should start now if we want to finish it before the end of class. Wahaha, that's 2. Yeah, what she said. Shizune glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Okay, okay, I got the message. After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today. Okay. The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long, much like school in general.
Something is just so long you think it's difficult, but it's just because it's taking forever.
Yeah, just time consuming. Like that with boss fights, some people
Yeah.
could say boss fights are hard, but certain boss fights aren't really that hard. It's just annoying and time consuming.
Yeah, I don't think a fight that takes forever is actually difficult.
Right, right. If you can still beat it on your first try and it just takes a while, it's just time consuming. Still, we finish it a few minutes earlier than anyone else in the class. Despite our late start, Shizune and Misha are really capable. They're quite different, though. The class rep is as calm and professional as she looks, while Misha is a lot more playful and girlish, not to mention a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. The clock tower bell rings, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch. Oh, was that
Hey,
time of the month?
clock tower, we're gonna die.
Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who is beckoning me into the hallway and down the stairs as I look into that painting. We descend even below the lobby where I met Muto, down on the bottom floor. Just like everything else in the school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Yes, I go to Paris. I drink tea. Okay, anyway. Its big windows open to the courtyard towards the main gate. Oh wow, you can actually like hear people mumble in the background. It's the
Yeah,
cafeteria. Her enthusiastic what?
I was agreeing. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
you can hear people talking and whatnot.
it's cool when games like this, even visual novels, like put little detail like that. And when we were in the hospital room and the leaves falling, like just little details like that. Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceed to the line. There's a rather long list of menu options, which seem great until I realize many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. Like that fat kid. How nice, it almost feels like I'm back at the hospital.
Wrong.
What?
I said you're not wrong.
I know! Eating portions measured with. That's why it's funny. It's funny to tell the truth. Scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. I pick something at random and follow Shizune to a table sitting opposite of her. As I nibble indifferently at the food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me to the side and gets my attention and points to Shizune. I don't understand signs, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking at a person who talks to you is more proper and polite. You want to know something? What? About anything. We're your guides, so you should ask if there's something. I wonder. Alright, we could ask about the library. I don't know everything, that's for sure. And her oh yeah, we could get to know her better. Alright.